Hi there, I'm Ben Jones. Welcome once again to the Dukascopy TV studio. We start this week off with a currency update, and alongside me is Yves Perréard from Perréard Partners Investment. Yves, thank you very much for coming in today.
Hi Ben, thanks.
Not a problem. Now, I'd like to begin by discussing the Swiss franc. The Swiss National Bank have recently reaffirmed their commitment to the currency floor they introduced in 2011, which aims to prevent the Swiss franc from strengthening beyond 120 to the euro. With this in mind, can you discuss why we're seeing the levels that we're seeing at the moment?
Well, things is level. First things you have to put historically speaking as well, that the Swiss National Bank didn't intervene for almost 2 years in the market. We have very strong macroeconomic data in Switzerland. We have a current account which is above $150 billion as well. So, end of the day, we need some Swiss investors to invest abroad, which was not the case. We have some repatriation from the banking system, and we have all the mortgage problematic coming from the Eastern Union Eastern countries, which is coming back as well gently. We have about, there are still loans for about approximately 210 billion Swiss francs in the mortgage, and not the corporate, but the public and the private loans abroad. So there's been a decrease of about 50% if we compare to 2007, but still. Hungarian parliament is going to change their law as well in September, and the people are still short Swiss francs. So they should have bought, or they are going to be buying some Swiss francs still in the market, which should put the Swiss francs at its basis 121.50, between 121.50 and 123. On the other side, we have to say that the volatility in the Swiss francs was very low for the last 2 years. If you look at the daily data in terms of volume in Euro Swiss and Dollar Swiss, we speak about less than 40 billion Swiss francs on a daily basis. So the Swiss francs stay here as long as the macro pictures is good. And the last one, we have to say that the Swiss National Bank didn't follow the ECB in June. So the attractiveness to invest abroad from the Swiss investors is not there yet. So the Swiss francs should stay here.
Okay, and similarly, the euro is seeing quite high levels at the moment. Can you discuss the reasons behind this?
The first reason is the ECB. The ECB, what they did in June, okay, was great, but the EONIA rates was very low for a long time as well. That's the first things. Then the TLR, TRO, which is going to be in September and November, where the bank are going to take some money, of course. I don't think they are going to put that back in the economy either. First things are going to look what the stress test for bank is going to be in November. And don't forget there is a big, they have to pay back some loans made 2 years ago by the ECB, which is about 450 billion euros in January next year. So we are going to, which is one of the first phenomena, I would say. The second one is the current account. The current account is about 2% of GDP in euro, and the capital inflow, foreign capital inflow as well, has been quite huge. If we take both together, it's about 4% of GDP, which is decreasing now from June. So even if the inflation is going down to 0.4% or 0.5%, you know what I mean, I think it's going to take some more time in order to the euro to depreciate.
Okay, and finally, where do you think the focus will lie for the remainder of 2014? What currencies will be favoured on the market?
I would say mainly the US dollars, because the US dollar, okay, the first numbers of GDP the first 3 months and the macro number was not good. Since then, since April and May, the macro has been good. Yellen has been changing a little bit her tone as well. Expectation of the market for the first increase of the rates in the States was 3 months ago in 2016. No, it may be middle of 2015. So I still think the dollars first. So euro dollars, I still think is a good bet to sell. I think we go step by step. It's not going to be 5% or 10% in a given month. But you know, we're at 134.20, 30 at the time being. I think we go gently to 132 to go between 127 and 129 at the year end.
Okay, and do you think there'll be any strength in emerging market currencies?
No, I think the emerging market currency, first things, there are some emerging currency who are going to be they are stronger than the other, of course. Speak about India, for example, where the macro pictures and the budget picture was given 2 weeks ago. It's quite good. So India could be strong. Malaysia as well, Thai baht as well, against other currencies. One to mention is Brazil. I see this market is overcrowded. The macroeconomic number has been not good. They have between 0.2 and 0.5 growth this year. So Brazil rather going to 230. The ruble, because of the sanction we have and all the geopolitical risk we have at the time being, still sees the ruble could go again to 36, maybe 37 level. So we have to look at that, differentiate one against the other.
Okay, Yves, once again, thank you very much for joining us.
Many thanks.
And thank you for watching. Do make sure you keep clicking back to Dukascopy TV for plenty more updates and exclusive interviews. But for now, goodbye.